Yo guys, today we have part 2 of my high level money making guide, and in this guide I have 3 more monsters that you can kill to make money in Runescape. So first of all we have the Tormented demons, and this can make you around 3 to 4 mil an hour. You can also get around 300k to 400k XP an hour from this. The only requirement is the Wild Gothic Sleeps quest, and they have 20,000 life points each. So to do them I highly recommend having 96 herb lore, 85 plus magic, 85 plus range and 68 plus prayer. The 68 plus prayer is for the deflect missiles curse, and you're actually going to need this if you want to kill the Tormented demons. So this is the armor I recommend, and as you can see they're all hybrid armor. So we have Void Knight, War Priest, Anima Core of Slisk and the refined Anima Core of Slisk. The reason you want hybrid armor is because you're going to be using 2 attack styles. The 2 I recommend using are ranged and mage. So this is why the weapons I recommend are mage and ranged. So for the range we have the Royal Crossbow, Zarite Bow, Wyvern Crossbow and the Noxious Longbow. And for the magic weapon we have a Staff of Light, an Armadillo Battle Staff, a Chaotic Staff, a Camel Staff and a Noxious Staff. As you can probably tell, these are all one-handers, and you're going to actually need a one-hander to do this method. Well, you don't really need a one-hander, but it'll save you a lot of time and it won't be as much of a hassle. This is because you're pretty much going to be switching constantly throughout these weapons, but you'll see that later on in the fight. This is pretty much what a standard gear and inventory looks like. As you can see, I am wearing full War Priest. I also have a Royal Crossbow and a Vampirism aura. For the aura, I'd highly recommend either the Royal Crossbow or a Penance aura. You can wear a Demon Horn necklace and a Bone Crusher here if you really wanted to for that constant prayer. And basically you just want to wear the best ring, bracelet and cape that you can. As for my gear, as you can see I've got my mage weapon. And also the weapon that you need to take is a Dark Light. Now I'll explain what you have to do with the Dark Light during the fight, but make sure you have your Dark Light, otherwise it's going to take you ages to kill the Tormented demons. But as for the rest of the inventory, I have 2 overloads, around 9 super restores, a few Rocktail which you should take if you're learning this. I have my ability runes, a Sapphire Lantern which you also need, and I'll show you why you need this later on. And I also bring a Yak with Yak Scrolls. As for the action bar, we have 3 mage abilities, 3 range abilities, 1 melee ability and 1 threshold for each rage and mage. And we also have all of the weapons that we're going to be using on our hotbar so we can change quickly. I will explain why you need your weapons on your hotbar later on. So the Tormented demons are located in the Ancient Gothic's temple, which you can access by going through the Lumbridge basement. Basically you just want to follow the route that I'm showing you on screen now. It is quite a long walk to get there, but it really isn't that bad. Once you hit these light creatures, this is what you need the Sapphire Lantern for. Basically all you have to do is right click on them and go into the chasm, and this will basically take you down to the level where the Tormented demons are, and then just continue going where I'm showing you on screen now. Once you get to the Tormented demons, just pot up and you'll be ready to attack them. The first thing you notice when you get there is that they have prayer as well. So this means they'll be able to negate the damage of your melee, ranged and mage attacks. This is why you'll need 2 different combat styles, because after you deal around 3000 damage to them they'll change their prayer. So basically you're going to have to be changing your combat style every 3000 plus damage that you do. So this is why I recommended earlier to have your weapons on your hotbar. This will make switching weapons a lot easier and faster for you, and eventually you'll get pretty used to switching it quickly. So now I'm going to show you what you need the Dark Light for. When the Tormented demon shows this big shield like he does, this means you're going to have to break the shield with your Dark Light. Whenever you hit the Tormented demon when he has his shield up with a Dark Light, the shield will go down and you'll be able to attack him normally again. If you continue to attack him while his shield is up, you'll be doing hardly any damage, so this is why you need to take the shield down. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Whenever he has his shield up, just use the Dark Light to take the shield down, then just switch to your normal weapons and continue to attack him as normal. Now not only will the Tormented demon have to be changing prayers, but you'll have to be changing prayers as well. So the Tormented demon has 2 main attacks that you want to be looking out for. They're basically just a magic and range attack. He also has a melee attack, but you shouldn't be in range of the melee attack enough for you to worry about it. So I'm just going to show you what their range and mage attack looks like. So the mage attack is basically just a fireball, and you can see that on screen now. And the range attacks kind of look like the spirit shards from summoning. These projectiles move towards you pretty slowly, so you should have no trouble changing prayers. And also a good indication of when they're going to change attacks is when they kind of like roar in the air like this. Usually after they do this they change attacks. Sometimes they don't, but most of the time they do. So if I were you, I'd change prayer every time they do this, because most of the time they actually are changing to the other attack. Moving on to my next method, which is killing Kree'arra, aka the Armadillo boss. You can make 2 to 3 mil here, and you can get 350k to 550k XP an hour. You only require 70 range to kill her, and she has 75,000 life points. My recommendations for killing her are 90 plus range, 90 plus defense, 92 plus prayer, and 96 plus herblore. The armors that I recommend are Armadil, Pernix, Anima Core of Zamorak, the Refined Anima Core of Zamorak, and Serenic armor. Obviously, the better armor you use, the more defense bonuses you have, and also the more strength bonuses you have as well. Moving on to the weapons that I recommend are the Royal Crossbow, the Zarak Bow, the Chaotic Crossbows, the Noxious Longbow, and the Ascension Crossbows. You can get a Wyvern Crossbow as well, but I highly would not recommend that because it's like 70 mil, and the Ascensions are only like 30 mil more, and it's tier 90 to tier 85. So if you're going to go for a Wyvern Crossbow, you might as well just get the Ascension Crossbows. This is the standard gear and inventory that I personally take. If you have Overloads and Soul Split, this gear and inventory should work for you. Obviously you can swap the Serenic and Ascensions out for lower ones, and it shouldn't really make that much of a difference. So apart from the armor and the weapons that I recommended, just use the best ring, bracelet and cape that you can. Also, if you really wanted to, you can bring a Charming Imp, or if you really wanted to, you can bring a Demon Horn necklace and a Bone Crusher. It's not really going to be burying many bones at Kree'arra, but if you have nothing else you might as well, because saving every little prayer point helps. And as you can see for the action bar, I have 6 basic abilities, 3 thresholds and 1 ultimate ability. I also have Rocktail bound to my action bar just in case, and I also have quick prayers on there as well. Now I'm not going to show how to get to the Goddess Dungeon 1, because if you're a high player you should know how to get there already. Once you do get there, just head into the Armadil area, which is in the south side, and just begin getting your 40 kill count to enter. Once you get your 40 kill count, click on the entrance to Kree'arra, make sure the respawn rate is set to fastest, and then enter the room. There isn't really much that you need to do when fighting Kree'arra. You should basically just stand where I'm standing now, which is right in front of the door, and then just unleash your attacks on her. The first kill on her that you get should be the slowest because you won't have your ultimate ability, but before the start of your second kill you want to make sure that your ultimate ability is ready to go, and as soon as she spawns you want to use that ultimate ability, which is Death Swiftness, and this will make the kill a lot faster. And yeah, you pretty much just want to be doing this for the remainder of the kills, and if you do this you should get around 60 kills an hour. So moving on to my last method for this video, which is killing Ganodermic beasts. Now these should give you around 2 to 3 mil an hour. You should get around 250 to 325k XP an hour here. The only requirement to kill them is 95 Slayer, and they have 12,500 life points. My recommendations for killing them are 85 plus magic, 85 plus defense, 92 plus prayer, and 96 plus herblore. This is what a standard gear and inventory looks like. I'm not going to go into what specific armors and weapons that you should be using, because killing Ganodermic beasts is pretty simple, so you should just be using your best armor and staff for magic, as well as your best ring, bracelet and cape. It's highly advised to bring a Demon Horn necklace and Bone Crusher here, and this is because you'll be killing around 200 an hour and this will keep your prayer up. So if you're bringing this, there really is no need for super restores, but I usually bring them just in case. So looking over at my inventory, I have a couple of overloads, a few super restores just in case as I mentioned, also a few Rocktail just in case of an emergency. I have my Fire Rune spells and my Pack Yak. So this is what my action bar looks like. I have 5 basic abilities, a couple of thresholds on there, and 1 ultimate ability. Basically you just want to be using your ultimate ability whenever it's up, and then just make sure to stay in the sunshine so it does more damage. So to get to the Ganodermic beasts, enter the fairy ring code BIP, and it will teleport you directly outside the dungeon. Then just follow the path that I'm showing you now. The Ganodermic beasts are on the very bottom floor of the dungeon, but it's only a very short walk away. But yeah, killing Ganodermic beasts, as you'll be able to see shortly, is very easy. It's basically just point and click, especially if you have Soul Split. Your damage should be able to more than outheal their damage, so it should be pretty much AFK for you, and it's pretty nice XP as well. So this is quite a nice place to come if you want to get magic XP and GP. But anyways, that's the end of the video, but before I go I want to say that I'm opening up my friends chat. I've had quite a few people tell me that they've wanted to join it but it's closed. This is just because I had it set to friends only because I never thought anyone was actually going to join it. But I'm finally opening it up, so if anyone wants to join, feel free to do so. Just type in Moto when it asks for a name. So yeah, just wanted to say that. And thanks for watching, subscribe if you're new, and peace!